Carnival Cruise Lines had a lot of announcements this past week or so. So much so that I decided to print them out because I don't want to miss anything. So we're just going to take a quick dive into it. So the first one is the 2 ships that Carnival has gotten from P&O are now selling in Australia. They officially joined Carnival. They've been renovated and have joined the Carnival fleet, bringing the Carnival's fleet to 29 cruise ships. And that is just the start of Carnival's expansion. For example, Celebration Key is opening up this summer. And if you haven't heard about Celebration Key, I could do a whole video just on this. Matter of fact, I probably will do that over the next few weeks. A short breakdown of Celebration Key. It is basically Carnival's new private destination. It's not a private island because they don't own the whole island, but it is a private destination on an island in the Bahamas that is all Carnivals. You know, something similar to what some of the other cruise lines are doing, like Perfect Day and Coco Cay. And even though this island opens up this summer, Carnival has already announced that they're going to expand this. So they're not stopping at what's going to be open this summer. They built it out to where there's room for expansion. So just like Royal Caribbean's Coco Cay, where it first opened and there was more expansions afterwards, Carnival's going to do the same thing. So be prepared for that. On top of that destination, Half Moon Cay is already going to get renovations as well to be opened in 2026. They're going to try to hit this very quickly. It's definitely going to elevate the Carnival experience. Then on top of that, Carnival's not just bringing new destinations and improving the ones that they have, but they're also bringing 2 new Excel class ships for delivery for 2027 and 2028. In spring of 2027, Carnival Festival will be the first of these cruise ships to set sail from Port Canaveral, Florida. Currently, it's the destinations that is going to from Florida have not been publicly released yet, but it will be coming out soon this summer. And if you want to be one of the first to get notified of this, I will leave the direct link to Carnival emails list to get signed up for it. And this new ship is going to bring a new experience that Carnival hasn't had before. Carnival Festival is going to build on the Carnival experience and add some new things to it. One, it's 3 new zones. 2 of them based around music, and the third one based about family-friendly fun at the water park. So the description reads as exactly here. Carnival Festival will keep Carnival's tradition with bringing innovation and fun with each new ship and will debut with 3 new zones, 2 of which on decks 6, 7, and 8 with new music-themed venues, immersive experiences representing the ways that music brings people together. One zone is inspired by a process of creating music using cutting-edge media, interactive movements, and immersive sounds, and transformative lighting to activate it throughout the cruise. While the other zone on Deck 8 symbolizes energetic vibes of outdoor music performance. So reading this reminds me of an interactive museum. If you've been to one of those, as you interact with objects around us, things may change, music change, colors changes, things happen. And I think this is something that they experimented with very lightly on the Carnival Jubilee, the other Excel class ship, in the form of the Currents. If you don't know, the Currents on board a Carnival Jubilee, I have played with this personally as well with my kids. You go on a touchscreen there during certain hours, and you can actually change the lighting and the theme of the Currents zone. So I think this is something that they probably experimented with and saw that people like that. I thought it was a fun little activity. And they're going to build upon that to be a lot more like an interactive museum or a science museum, which is a lot more complex than pushing a button and selecting a theme and changing some lights. So that's something I think Carnival is going to take a deep dive in. So already this is looking like to be a more family-friendly ship, which the Jubilee class is already very family-friendly as is. Well, the Excel class ship. Jubilee is the one I've been on specifically, so I kind of think of the Jubilee when I think of that. And on that same theme, Carnival is going to include even more connecting staterooms on this new ship, even though it's the same class as the Excel class. And keeping the same thing, I see Carnival's adding a lot more connected staterooms. Even though it's the same class as ship, the Excel class, they are changing it up quite a bit. It's not like a copy paste and a few minor changes. They're making some big changes, it seems like. In order to get these more connecting rooms, they are getting rid of the family harbor rooms, which I thought gave a pretty unique experience. However, as a travel agent, my clientele are mostly families. A lot of them with 5, 6 people that they sell with, and it's pretty difficult to get a connecting stateroom when you have multiple kids. Families of 5 and 6 is very difficult because Every room has a specific occupancy in it. When you try to book a cruise, you have 2 people, it's going to put you in a 2-person room. 3 people, put in a 3-person room. 4 people in a 4-person room. And with connecting staterooms, it's hard to get that perfect combination depending on the size of your family, especially if you have 5 or 6 people in your family, because you need to find a 3 next to each other or a 4 and a 2 next to each other. Not only that, it complicates it because maybe you want an interior room, so you got to find a combination with the interior. Or maybe you want an ocean view. You got to find a combination with an ocean view. Or even a balcony room. I want a balcony room, but I need this specific combination. It gets very difficult very quickly. And that's one of the big complaints that my customers have and why they use me as a travel agent. Because it sometimes be very difficult with large families to get that perfect combination of rooms, especially if you're trying to book last minute. So it seems like Carnival is trying to address that with these new stateroom ideas. The idea being is more connecting staterooms. And by more, I mean 70% more. 1,000 connecting staterooms. So I think that's going to make things a lot easier for families. Being this a new ship is going to be more expensive in general, probably than the older ships. But still, I think it's a step in the right direction for those who have big families. Now, this is why I have the notes printed out here, because I almost forgot this next one. Carnival is introducing a dedicated space for the turtles. This is the Kids Club program, specifically for kids 6 months to 2 years old. If you're a current Carnival cruiser, you say, yeah, I know, they already had that. But look to expand a dedicated place, which means they know they're going to have a lot more kids on this ship, a lot more families, so they're making a lot more room for the kids, which is a great thing. It means more room for kids, more personalized activities, so I think this is all good news. Now, I'm circling back to the third zone. I mentioned 2 of them earlier based on music, but the third one is going to be on the top deck where the Waterworks Fun Park. On the Excel class ship, this is the best water park on any Carnival ship. I've been on one of the Jubilee, and it's family friendly. My kids loved it. They spend a lot of time here. I'm not saying this area is small, but with how big of a ship is, it's very popular. And Carnival saw that, and they're taking to this in consideration when building the next ship. So they're going to expand on that. They call it Waterworks Ultra. In order to make room for the expansion of this, they are getting rid of the Bolt, the roller coaster. Somehow, when I was on Jubilee, I completely forgot about it. I wanted to try it, but I forgot about it because the roller coaster at sea is pretty cool. But you can see the theme of this ship is being very family friendly. So the expanding the water park is going to be a good idea. It's going to feature 6 slides, 4 of them never seen on a Carnival ship before, including family-friendly tubing, which I think is going to be very fun. It's going to be very cool to do that. They also did mention that they are going to cater to all ages, and it has slides that have guests as little as 3 feet tall. So not something just for the grown-ups or the older kids, but also for the younger kids as well. More splash pads, dedicated baby area, a treehouse inspired elevated adventure trail, along with the usual activities on the ship like the mini golf, sunbathing, and stuff that's usually on there already. I find this next one interesting. It says, in the evening, Sensation Point bursts with vibrant illumination, and the fun continues in the night with special evening events that have extended water park hours in addition to a DJ and other activities. For Carnival to open Waterworks at night and activate multi-deck themed zones for guests of all ages to enjoy. So I'm very excited for this. So I'm going to keep you updated with this because Carnival is my most sold cruise line and I want to stay on top of it. They have a lot of things coming up. And of course, everyone loves food about Carnival. They're going to have the classics, but they are going to replace Shebang with something new. They haven't said what yet, but they said they are working on it. But don't worry, Guy's Burgers and Shaq's Big Chicken is still going to be on the ship. My 2 favorites, included dining areas. I mean, they can't get rid of those. They're not going to get rid of those. It's too good. Too good. And all that is talking about Carnival Festival, the newest Excel ship that's going to be out on 2027. And 2028 is going to be another ship, the Carnival Tropical. It's going to have some new themings and concept. So I'm not sure if new as in they're going to continue on with what the Festival's doing, or if it's going to be completely new and different. It's going to be the same size ship, more or less, but different experience. So I'm very interested in that. But Carnival pretty much said at the moment that is all the Excel class ships they're having. But they are releasing a new class of ship called Project Ace. This is going to be 230 gross tons. Carnival's largest ship that they have ever built. To put this in perspective, this is larger than Royal Caribbean's Oasis class ship, but smaller than their Icon class ship. The Icon class is roughly 250 gross tons. So 20,000 gross tons less than Royal Caribbean, but it fits 400 more passengers than Royal Caribbean at max capacity. So it is going to be a little more crowded. Carnival already said they're going to rework this ship completely, so hopefully they rework it in such a way that it does not feel overcrowded. Because, I mean, bigger the ship, more people can very easily feel more crowded. And they'll release more details of that coming soon, and I'll keep you updated. Carnival has also announced that the Excel class ship Mardi Gras is going to be going to shorter sailings. And this is something I see Carnival taking note from Royal Caribbean, because Royal Caribbean is doing that with their largest ships as well. Some are longer, some are shorter. And you try experiencing the entire Icon class ship in a few days. It's just not going to happen. Too much to do. At least to get the full experience. But Carnival's seeing the success that Royal Caribbean is having with that, and they're going to imitate that with one of their ships. So that way, people who don't have a week off to go on a cruise can still experience the latest and greatest ship out there. And on top of that, Carnival returned to year-round operations in Mobile, Alabama. And it's funny because I had this conversation with someone the other day talking about how that specific cruise port is barely used, but they love that port. I never sailed out of there before, but I had someone who does, and they love to do it. I know this is going to be music to the ears because they were just asking Carnival for this. On top of sailing year-round from Mobile, Alabama now, they're going to move a bigger Conquest class to the port of Baltimore. So Carnival is expanding their experience to more people as much as they can. They have big plans coming, obviously. And this is another one that I've seen already. People have been posting about and been very confused about their cruise itineraries when they see this name change. Mahogany Bay is now being renamed to Isla Tropical. No, it's not a different port. It is still the same port. You're still Roatan, Honduras. You're still at Mahogany Bay, technically. But stop is now called Tropical Isla. The reason for that is they're expanding on that port idea. Some ports, when you go to them, they have like a resort style at the port itself. You don't have to leave the port. They're going to have pools. They're going to have bars. They're going to have a bunch of activities at the port area, so you really don't have to leave port if you don't want to. I know that's something that people feel very strongly about. Some people don't really care to go out and explore the city. Some people do. For those who don't want to go out and explore, you don't have to. You have something right there now. And those who want to go on an adventure in the host country, you surely can still. But now you don't have to go to a resort to get a swim-up bar. There's going to be one at the port. And they're going to build on that over the coming years. And this last one is something I know people have been asking a lot about. I've warned about this. I've asked about this. My father has asked about this. I've seen random people on the internet ask about this almost nonstop, especially after Royal Caribbean revamped their program. When is Carnival going to revamp their loyalty program? Well, details are finally coming soon. It's no longer just behind the scenes chatter. It is now official that it's going to take place. There's going to be some enhancements. What they are, we don't know yet. Could be great, could be okay, could be we will see. But they're announcing that this summer and to take effect in 2026. So as soon as that comes out, I will let y'all know. Because I am very interested. And it's kind of the reason why I haven't made a VIFP explained video yet. Because I knew these changes were coming. When? I had no clue. But I knew they were coming. But on second thought, I probably should make one. Just so that way people know what it is. And when the changes do come, we will know. But, I mean, they said this summer, so it could be little as 2 months. Could be 4 months. But it's coming soon. But as soon as those details are released, I'm pretty much going to drop what I'm doing, make the video, and release it. So if you want to stay tuned to the latest news about Carnival or any other cruise line, be sure to subscribe. And I'll see y'all next time. Cruise on. And, yeah, I meant to stop the recording, but I'm going to go ahead and just do the bloopers because I have maybe a few here. So here we go. Carnival Cruise. To which on. All right, we're gonna sync this bad boy up. 3, 2, 1, boom. Yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb. Let's go. Sorry, I said Spirit class is a Conquest class. See, this time doesn't go off of memory. I need to stick to the notes. All right, resyncing. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. didn't do the finger thing. Doesn't matter. One video, not 2 videos, but 2 audios. So I changed the way I record now.